In this video, we want to look at ways to optimize public works and utility operations. We're going to be taking a look at a demo of our ShareNet Municipal Operations Management System. Before we jump into the demo, I'd like to cover some of the challenges with paper and spreadsheet-based processes. And this could also extend to inadequate, outdated software, any kind of software solution that doesn't have mobile access, because really you're ended up with paper processes. So you got inefficient paper processes. Things get lost, things are in somebody's truck, there's poor communication, there's no real-time updates, there's lack of informed decision making. When you're trying to prioritize activities and things, a lot of times you don't have the ability to have insights into the data and the information to make really good informed decisions. When it comes to annual budgeting time, it can be difficult to justify capital improvement projects if you don't have the maintenance history of various assets, whether it's streets or other infrastructure types of things, to adequately justify those costs that need to be planned for. And at the end of the month, there's the time-consuming process of creating and compiling monthly reports for council meetings. When we're looking at asset and work order management, we're really talking about all the public works and utilities related departments, whether it's facilities, fleet, streets, solid waste, parks and rec, water, wastewater, stormwater, and others. We've designed ShareNet to be a really flexible web and mobile system that can address all these different departments. There's a permission model. We'll look at that, where you can segment out different departments, basically having their own little system. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into a demo. We're going to start with the Citizen Portal. So citizens can come to the portal. It could be a link on your website, or there's also a mobile app for this where they can see open issues that other citizens have submitted. They can see those on a map. They can scroll down and see the pictures and what's going on. Or they can click on Submit New Issue. Already got one filled out here for us. So in this case, it's a street sign. So the street sign down, they can select the category, the type of issue. They can get the current location, set their location of the request. They can use the camera on their smartphone to upload files. We've got one here, pictures. And we're going to allow this to be displayed on the public website. Got my contact information in here to be notified, and then hit submit. So that's submitted, and then the citizen will, once that goes through, they'll get an automatic email showing the confirmation of that. If I go into the ShareNet Request Management app, Work Order Management, I can see that signed issue just came in, and notice that it was automatically routed to the Streets Department. So let's take a look at that. We'll edit this. By the way, ShareNet has a built-in form designer. You can easily create multiple forms for different types of purposes. You know, stormwater may be have some unique needs. You can create a form for that. Various other forms you can have. Really expands the use beyond just work order management. So we've got various bits of information here, and then I'm going to scroll down. So here we've got the ability to add inventory time detail. I'm going to actually do that on the mobile app, but we can see that the picture came through here. By the way, the citizen would have automatically received an email like this. You can fully change the content of this message. It has merge fields in our email template system, but that's what that would look like. Another thing regarding the forms, not only can you create new forms, but you can also add new custom fields in minutes. It's just a matter of going to Request, Manage, Fields, add a field, and go to the form designer, drag and drop it, and you're there. This is where you can change email templates. There's a list view designer where you can build these different list views for different purposes. We're looking at open request all right now. And that routing, by the way, the automatically routing with the Streets Department was our workflow system. So here, this is a workflow. It's an add event. So in this case, if any request is added and it's an add event and the conditions are met, such as I'll just open this up real quick and show you. So if the category is pothole, sign, tree trimming, if any of those are met, then it's going to, if that's true, it's going to do the actions. In this case, we're going to set the the group to streets and update this particular user. And you can do multiple actions. You can email actions. There are actions to email out. You can update field values, like in this case, updating the group. You can wait. You can set service level agreement kind of things where you can wait and automatically wake up and check the status, let's say in 24 hours, to see if anybody's touched it. And by the way, these manage options are available to any ShareNet app, whether it's organizations for suppliers, vendors, assets, inventory. In this particular package, what we're looking at specifically, we're looking at organizations, contacts, requests for work orders, assets with scheduled preventative maintenance in there, and then inventory. Project management's a separate add-on application with tasks and projects. And we've got a knowledge base for documentation for job procedures, that kind of thing that can be added. Okay, let's go ahead and jump on the mobile interface. And I'm going to hop in the mobile device, and I'm going to go to request. And here I've got my request, and here's that street sign down. I'm going to tap on this, and I can see this issue. Oh, by the way, you can also see these on a map. I didn't show that earlier, but we'll look at that with the assets. So we've got our street sign, we've got the location of it, the category, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually add inventory. I'm going to put in some labor hours, and we'll select Bob here, labor hours, and he spent, let's say, 30 minutes replacing this pole. And then also we're going to grab a post, sign post, and then the location where it came from. Used one signpost. By the way, you can have multiple storage locations of inventory items. So now, in a matter of seconds, I've captured the labor hours and the supply, or the parts cost. You're capturing your parts cost, your labor cost, full maintenance cost of this work order, and then we've got amazing reporting capabilities. So while we're here, let's go ahead and jump to the asset management app on our smartphone. And now let's go ahead and click on map. So in this case, we are looking at storm drain specific map or storm drain assets, and we can zoom in, and we've got a layer here showing the pipes. And then I'm going to click on this catch basin. And this could be any asset. This could be a stop sign, a fire hydrant, or whatever. This is just an example to show you. So I pull up my asset. I've got all my detailed attributes of the asset. I can tap on a related request, see inspection cleanout history, and let's go ahead and edit that. So I'm now drilling in to the maintenance history and the details of that maintenance history for this particular asset. And then I can look at the time and material used. Here we had a vacuum truck being used. You can have attachments, pictures, all that is part of that. So let's go back. So now I'm at the asset record. And while I'm here, let's go ahead and take a look at preventative maintenance. So this is not actually a work order. This is a scheduled maintenance job that's for future. So basically how this works is for any kind of asset, you can set up different schedules. So here we've got an annual schedule for a vehicle. You could do every 3,000 miles, which would be an odometer-based type thing. In this case, it's a date-based, so we have these date fields. So the last time we did this maintenance, it was in February, and then the next time we do it is here, and then we can set different bits of information, you know, who it's assigned to, those types of things. And what happens is it's going to automatically wake up at that future date and create a work order related to this asset assigned to this specific user. Actually, in this case, it's going to wake up 5 days in advance of this date so that they can get some advanced notifications. And then automatically, once that created work order is closed, this date sequence automatically updates, and it's automated from there on out. So let's go ahead and jump back to the desktop view. We'll go into the Assets app. And as I mentioned earlier, we can track any kind of asset with ShareNet. It's not limited to different types of assets with having to purchase different modules and things. So whether it's anything like facilities, you know, you can have all your facilities assets. with different forms and scheduled maintenance and maintenance history. If it's fleet, we'll go to fleet. All this is doing is filtering out the assets by type or group, and then you've got all these different types of information bits for that particular type of asset. If you go down to, let's say, this police car, we can see that this is a different form, and again, we can have different forms for different types of assets. And then here's the maintenance history. So with ShareNet, you can really capture a lot of information and have it all available to you at your fingertips. So let's go ahead and wrap up with reports and dashboards. So we'll start with reports. So I'm going to go to Manage Reports for the Request or Work Order app. And just to show you a couple things, I'm going to first look at Maintenance History Summary. So what we're seeing here is actual individual assets and the total maintenance cost for that particular period of time. It like collapsed everything, summarized everything, and you can really see this quickly at your fingertips. Basically, this is the same kind of report, but this shows the detail of that. So here we've got an HVAC unit, we've got the work order details, the cost of the work order, and the total maintenance cost for that particular asset. One final report example I want to look at just to show you a different flavor of a report is a work order performance by department. And what this report is doing is actually doing a count by department and by category. So you can have counts, average days to complete, and then you've got this summary chart at the top showing the actual count of work orders for that, again, for that particular time period. And then in this case, average days to complete. ShareNet has two report builders. There's a basic report builder for building basic kind of spreadsheet-like reports. And then we have an advanced report builder that allows you to do some of this more advanced kind of charting and summaries and calculations. So now let's go ahead and jump into the dashboard. So I'm going to click on Dashboard. And now I want to change the date range to show just last calendar year. So in this case, we're doing a completed date from January 2019 to December. And these charts are interactive. So notice here, if I click on storm drainage, and then it shows, in this case, we had a culvert replacement or some kind of issue for $1.7 thousand, and then you can drill into the work order all the way down. But the beauty of this is that you can really capture information in the dashboard and interact with it in various ways to see costs and all kind of other information. Just to show you a different flavor, this is a stormwater specific dashboard that's getting really specific into stormwater management. It's using the same dashboard system in ShareNet, but here we built a report that is capturing stormwater, in this case, stormwater system logs, and the linear feet cleaned and the debris of yards collected. And we have totals here. And this can be used for annual, in this case, MS4 reports. But the beauty is all this information can be captured at your fingertips. And if you need to make a change to the dashboard, just go to Edit and make the dashboard changes. There are a lot of benefits with ShareNet. One, efficient operations. Two, optimized communications, whether it's auto-notifying citizens or auto-routing things to an employee with the workflow system, letting them know when work orders are assigned. Visibility, whether you're on your smartphone, tablet, at home, or in the office, you have access to see information in real time, what's going on. And informed decision making, whether that's day-to-day operations or monthly reporting to take to council. You've got the powerful reporting and dashboard analytics to feed information to make better decisions. If you'd like to learn more, please contact us.